Right, Great Barrier Reef. Oil spills have had a direct impact. Oh, I'm dizzy now. That hurt. Oh, man, I kept my head on though. That's professionalism. Oil spills. They've had a direct impact on the reefs, but we're mostly talking about the Great Barrier one, the one in Australia, that weird little continent country thing. Yeah, I'm from there. Anyway, they've been hampering their ability to thrive, and we like them because they got fish, and fish are cool, and it's a diverse ecosystem. Anyway, I digress. Population is pollution, not population. We like the population. Has caused a drastic decline in marine populations. Overfishing has thrown off ecosystemic balance. That's a big word. Man, just kidding. It's language, you know? Toes, right? And reduced the populations of the Great Barrier Reef's precious fish. Precious fish, a lot of them. The amount of sediment flowing into the reef has tripled in the last 150 years, which figures because, you know, when humans find an island that they can grow crops on, they just think it's their right to increase they triple their sediment in the last 150 years and throw off the get out of here, bug. Oh. Throw off the population in the last 150 years. Just kill stuff, right? It's what we do. Ugh. Great Barrier Reef again. Pollution in the reef, as many people don't know. That's why I'm here, right? Australian tour guide. Is not the main cause of coral dying. Rather, pollution in the reef encourages the growth of the species crown of thorn starfish. This species of starfish kills the coral that thrive in this spectacular reef. Crown of thorn starfish accounts for nearly 40% of the loss of coral, which is a lot, and coral is one of the main drivers of the ecosystem. It shelters its food. It's a whole mess of things. Outdated fishing practices are also hurting this landmark. Fishers are not fishing for a specific species. They are catching everything, and this hurts the diversity and ecosystem in the reef. It's like separating fish families, mate. That's terrible. It's like Finding Nemo all over again. Except, it didn't get eaten by a barracuda. That was depressing. It was a horrible movie. Anyway, trolling, which is how you fish for prawns and other mollusks, can damage the seafloor and catch other fish along the way. Which, like I said, damages stuff. Although, just the general boat fishing releases a lot of pollution from the gasoline into the reef. While drilling for oil is banned over the reef, ships carrying oil have spilled or dragged along the reef, causing massive collapses in the ecosystem and huge problems in the reef. You can't exactly clean coral and little fish with Dawn and dish soap and sponges. It doesn't work. Like, if you think dolphins dying is bad, try cleaning up coral. Ugh, it's a nightmare. It's all prickly. It's nasty. Anyway. It's dragging the reef, causing massive collapse in the ecosystem, huge problems. The most recent of these happened in 2010 when the Shenyang 1, leave it to China, right, scraped along the reef, causing a grounding scar over 3 kilometers in length. Now, for all you who don't know kilometers, alright, because it's the rest of the world, just America thinks they're great with the miles thing. Kilometers are a little bit shorter, around the same distance though. Oh, yeah, getting yolked. Do you know what else has yolk? Eggs. And you know what lays eggs? Fish. And they're in the reef. That's why it's important. Speaking of reefs, the Great Barrier Reefs are one of the most important habitats for marine wildlife there is. You don't see lions down there, it doesn't make sense. They account for less than 1% of the Earth's surface, which doesn't sound like a lot, right? But they contain a quarter, that's 25% of marine life. The Barrier Reef is one of many coral reef systems along the world, but it's better, because not only is it in Australia, but it's bigger. And, it's what you see the news coverage about. However, it is easily the most recognizable, like I said, because of its dazzling colors and special marine life. Thousands upon thousands of creatures inhabit the reef, making it a lucrative hub of animal life. Thousands of food chains and animal relationships exist, making it a fantastic avenue of scientific research. I mean, just think of where we'd be without it, right? We'd be like marine life not enthusiasts because nobody would know about it. There's no fun. A lot has been learned from the Great Barrier Reef, and in order to keep the knowledge stream open, it's important to keep it clean and a suitable habitat for all its species. Coral are not particularly resilient animals. They are sessile, which means they don't move. There's a vocabulary sharpener for you kids. Filter-feeding animals that subsist on the water surrounding them. If their surrounding water temperature is either too warm or too cold, it could easily kill the simple creatures. Now, you're in bio class, right? We learned this. Mrs. Size, Mr. Craig, Mr. McKnight. They're peripheral. They're not very complex. They just sit there and they eat things out of the water. It's weird. They release this like green gas stuff. It smells terrible. Don't get caught in it when you're scuba diving. There's your message of the day. It could easily kill. Loss in coral would result in mass extinctions of these species, who are only found in the reef. Coral filter feed, meaning they siphon material from the water around them for sustenance. If pollution is abundant, coral will ingest the toxins and die. And that's sad, because they're still animals, even, it's kind of hard to tell. Mass graves of coral have been found before. It's really depressing. They don't even have any gravestones. It's just awful. The coral were found to have lost all their color and receded to a dull yellow pale, clearly dead. The cause was diagnosed to have been coral bleaching caused by excessive carbon.
All right! The waves here are gnarly! They're gnarly today! But I'm not here to talk to you about the waves or the surfing here on the Gold Coast. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to talk to you about the atmosphere, heating up the water and killing the coral. Pollution is having a very adverse effect on the reefs. With just $5, you can buy a special oil-soaking sponge. Even though it isn't in the news, the pollution is still occurring. When you buy one of these special sponges, 2 are sent along with the soap to fight pollution and spills to help save the reef. I'm so happy that you are listening to this.
I'm sorry about that, folks. I don't know who that is. He's kind of weird. He's not from here. He's kind of a bogan. We don't like him. I don't quite know how to go from there. It's kind of hard to segue out from that. It was pretty atrocious. I'm not gonna lie. Australia is pretty good though. The waves are pretty gnarly. It's gnarly. It's not even Australian slang. I'm just American. That guy, I don't even know who he is. He's infecting me. Ugh. Anyway, he wasn't wrong though. There's a special sponge, right? And it really likes to fuse with oil, with dish soap specifically. Because dish soap, I don't know why. I don't think they make us at Dawn, the other dish soap company in Cascade. I don't really think they had this in mind when they designed it. But it really likes to decoagulate oil. It really likes to split it up and disperse it. It works great. But it works even better because it's infused in our special sponge. It's only $5 too. So not only do you get a very, very effective dish cleaning sponge, right? Which everybody likes. Clean dishes sucks. It's the worst chore you could ever do. It's like a hot water. It's foamy, and usually you got the grease and grief. It's net. It's anyway. But when you buy one of our sponges right now, our special sponges, 2 more. 2. That's 2. So for every one you buy, 2 of them get sent to Australia, and it's to help fight pollution and spills and save the reef. I mean, it's such a simple little donation. Such a simple thing that you could do. Not only do you get cleaner dishes, you get to help Australia. So buy now and help ensure the existence of one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. Did I mention that? The Great Barrier Reef in Australia is one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. Screw the Great Wall of China. This thing's cooler. It's got fish and stuff. That's sick.